Hello, welcome to a Raven's Edge music tutorial. Today we're going to be playing the basics of guitar. I personally have an electric, although an acoustic plays the same as an electric guitar. It may sound a little bit different, but it's the exact same way to play it. So first, when you get your guitar, you're going to want to tune it, using the tuners up top. A lot of phones you can find free tuners on. I personally use Pano Tuner. It's a free and easy to use app. Real good, it'll get that guitar tuned quite up. So, your lowest note, E. It's going to be this top and the thickest wire. Next, followed by A, D, G, B, and a high E. So, once you've got your strings tuned, there's a couple things to note. First, on the neck of the guitar, you'll see all the frets. Now each fret, when you push down on the string, will make the tone go up a half step. So if you play an E, this lowest one up here, and push the first fret down, it'll go up a half step. Same with all of these. If I start on the 6th and go up to the 7th, it's a half step. Now you'll notice that there are 12 frets up into these double dots. Most guitars will have the double dots on 12. And these are special because it signifies an octave. For those of you piano players, you'll know 12 half steps up is an octave. So if you play an E and put your finger down on the 12th fret, you play an E just one octave higher. And this is the same way with all of them, such as the A. Now you'll note the other dots along the fretboard. These are just easy markers to help you know where to place your hand. Mine starts on the 3rd, and most guitars will do odd numbers. So mine goes 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, your special 12th octave, 15th, 17th, 19th, and 21. So next, now that we know about the frets and what they mean, let's talk about picking. I, for now, was using a finger pick. And a lot of bass players will use this because it's a lot easier than using a pick on a bass. For this, you'll simply slightly grab the string, pull it, and it'll just slip out of your finger. And you can do this for all of them. Now, most of you who have seen guitarists play, they'll not use finger picking a whole lot. As I said, bass players use this, guitarists don't use it a lot. Most of the time, they use a pick. Now picks are easier. They make a little bit more of a twang rather than a nice deep tone with the fingers, but they're faster. So you can play a lot faster songs with a pick. And this is why a lot of guitarists play this, is because when the solos come around, you kind of need these to play fast. So, you use these just like you would fingers, although when finger picking, you pretty much only pull up. You almost never go down. I've never seen that been used before like that, because it kind of makes a bad sound when you use the back of your finger like this. Picks, however, can go down or up. We call this up pick, down pick, such as that. So for the now, I'm not going to use the pick. Next thing you should note, if you have an electric guitar such as mine, you may notice a couple of knobs down here. Mine doesn't have a whole lot of knobs because mine's a very basic beginner one. For me, I have a master volume switch. Now, on an electric guitar, you're going to want to turn the master volume all the way up and then use an amp to edit the volume, raise it up or down. The reason, it reduces static. So normally you're not going to really touch the master volume. I also have one called tone right here. This denotes kind of the twang of it. Right now you'll hear a very electric sound because I have the tone all the way up. If you turn the tone all the way down to 0, it'll sound more like an acoustic guitar, whereas the tone being up will sound kind of this electric rock sound. So that's the very basics of these. So, notes. If you're playing easy songs, you may just do single notes at a time. And a lot of times, lead songs will be this way. You can have single notes, where you're only playing one at a time. But some songs, and if you're playing rhythm guitar, will use things called chords. And that's where you use multiple strings at one time. Now, those of you who are playing chords may want that pick. Right now I'm not going to use it, but it makes chords a whole lot easier. So some of your basic chords, we call these power chords. As you can see, here's a very basic one. You have your first finger on the third of the E, and you have two of your other fingers on the fifth of the A and the D string. Let's get a close-up shot of that. Good. We call these power chords because they're seen a lot in rock. They go well with everything, and they have a very powerful tone to it. They don't have very much musicality to it, but they sound good with a lot. This can be really seen in the song Smoke on the Water, which uses those three power chords that I just showed you. There's many other chords, sorry, not just a few, but if you're learning, you'll only learn the basic few, such as the E minor chord, or the D. And you'll notice these give more sound rather than just a single note. So that's the very basics of a guitar.